Courage. Courage is having fear and doing it anyway. Courage. Having fear and doing it anyway. Before we do a deep dive into courage, let's talk about fear for a minute. We've called fear false evidence appearing real. Fear is that thing, that negative talk that gets at us, the overthinking that we do. Who do you think you are? You can't do this. You've never done anything like this before. You're going to fail. You're going to embarrass yourself. Those are the things that we let overtake our decision making when we want to go after those hopes and dreams and goals. Fear, false evidence appearing real. And it happens across a myriad of situations. I know people that fear retirement because they don't know what they will do next. They fear that change. They've been in that same humdrum pattern of life. They don't know something else that they can get involved in, other ways that they could spend their time. I know people that have retired from one job on Friday and gone to another job that very next Monday. Fear of buying a house, the responsibility of owning a home causes some people to freeze in fear. Others, I've seen them fear success. They'll work hard, they'll grind, they'll go after that dream. Yet self-sabotage will somehow sneak in and make it all crumble. Do not allow fear to stop you from moving forward. And let me add this additional one, because this is one that I suffer with. Analysis paralysis. I will analyze things from 360 degrees down to the lowest level, trying to ensure that the next step that I take is the next right step, the next step that is going to lead to the success of obtaining that goal. And it doesn't work that way. Now, I must say, we were conditioned for that, because when we were in high school, we were in school, we were in college, we were given something called a curriculum sheet. And that sheet was a guarantee. If you completed all those courses, classes, electives, labs, you had all the credits, then you were guaranteed to get a high school diploma or a college degree. However, now in life, when you're going after goals and dreams, it doesn't quite work that way. We have to stop looking at the big picture, the big, bold, bodacious goal, and just look at that one next step in front of us and take that step. So we have to shut down all of the negative thinking, okay? And we've talked about how to do that in some of the other videos, and where you have to capture that thought. You have to realize that you are having that thought and then turn it into a positive thought. Negate that negative thought. If it says, "Who do you think you are?" It's, "I am wonderfully made." That desire that comes back to you every day, every night, there's a reason that you keep having that want inside of you. Some people fear success. They don't want to change their life. They don't want to be famous. They don't want to lose their ability to to go to their local grocery store, or to, this is what they think and how they feel when they see success. Because everything now with social media is so public. But there are a lot of people in the background that are making things happen. So define success for yourself. Don't just look at the accoutrements, the jewelry, the cars, the homes, the traveling. Don't just look at the accoutrements. Define success for yourself. Once you define success for yourself and you've shut down all of that negative thinking, you brought all of that overthinking under control, and you're looking at just that next step. Oh, I would like to start a YouTube channel. Okay. Have you clicked the button to sign up for the channel before you sit at the channel looking and wondering, why is it that you don't have 5,000 subs? Let's talk about courage for a minute. Everybody still feels a little bit, I don't care who they are, how much of a star they are, how big their celebrity status is, everybody still feels a little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of, say, nervousness when they're going after their next goal, whether it's a new part, if it's an actress, they're building out a new community, if it's a developer, everybody, because nothing is a guarantee. You actually have to start and go to see what the end is going to be. One of the times in my life where I actually had to drum up the courage was I was working as a counselor in the country, and that time had expired, being in the country. I picked a city on a map, quit my job, and moved. I did not have a job. I did not have any leads towards jobs. I knew I had my resume. I knew how to interview. I knew people in the area were changing and getting jobs every day. I figured I just had to get into the fold some way and figured it out when I got there. Because as I said in my previous video, while some people call it courage, I don't quite know if I call it courage, because for me, that brick wall was, there was nowhere else to turn. I had no other option. There was no back that I could go to. So taking that risk, making the best of the opportunity that I knew was in front of me, was a whole lot better than anything that was behind me. So I decided, and it is a decision, I decided to shut down all of that negative talk, not overthink it. I packed up all of my belongings into a U-Haul truck, quit my job, and I moved to DC. Moved to DC. Once I got here, it took me about 3 months to find a position. I did various other jobs to make sure that I could that I could eat and had a roof over my head, but I did it. I made it. Now, imagine a decision in your life that you need to make. Because as we often do, we freeze in the pattern that is not making us happy. We stay in the comfort of what we know instead of going forward into the unknown and making the best of the opportunity. It is hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It is hard. But you have what you need within you. If you just draw from that courage, from your previous experiences, if you talk yourself through it, saying positive things to yourself, not negative things. Say positive things to yourself. Talk about how courageous you've been in the past. Talk about all of the goals that you've obtained thus far. Talk about how wonderfully made you are. Don't say negative things to yourself. Build yourself. Be the best cheerleader in your life. You know all of your hopes and your dreams. No one else knows the details. No one else has been with you 24/7 every day of your life but you. You know what those hopes and dreams are. And you know what the next step is to taking it, to fulfill them, to make them come to fruition. And you can do it. You can do it. You just have to take the next step.